Dear colleagues, dear friends, I'm very pleased to give this talk today and see many people I met during my career as a C2RMF and after. And this talk is dedicated to the memory of Vincent and the work also and the impact he had on the whole heritage science discipline, and especially on preventive conservation, which is the topic of this seminar today. Next slide, please. To start, next, yes. This statement was recently published in Le Monde, translated by me, emphasizing the importance of preventive conservation through all its aspects, and reminding that danger is everywhere. And we saw that recently in France. And I have the next slide, please. To recall. Next slide. Okay, so you all know this this screen and this slide, which has been made by ICROM, describing the different causes of deterioration of cultural heritage, and that's scary, and it's finally amazing and wonderful that so many works from the past still exist. And I will not enter in this topic because it's mostly philosophy, and I will, in my presentation, share with you about the creation of the augmented heritage object. Next slide. Okay, so I will leave this this slide because, as you see, I was unable to share my screen, and thanks to Marika, she developed that. But maybe we can continue. That means the next one. Yes, the first step is which is worthy to consider, how to consider the heritage asset, is a heritage boundary object. This concept has been invented more than 30 years now, and ensuring the support for heterogeneous translation and serving as a device for merging all the knowledge, bringing together all the communities, all the discipline, and which is most important. Next slide. Because the next step is was conceptualization of the augmented heritage objects from the boundary object with 3 steps: collecting data from human and social sciences. Second step, the data achieved by experimental sciences, the analytical and imaging experiments. And the last step is managing the massive amount of data, metadata, paradata, with all the important issues associated. And you see that already all these disciplines are brought together. Next slide. For this conceptualization of this augmented heritage object, Professor Vincent Detalle played a key role as the coordination of the French project Espadon, and which was gave in certain extent the roots for bringing ECOS, this project led by CNRS, CNR, and RFSP, that was mentioned by Isabelle shortly before. Can I have the next slide, please? So the next step for the after the augmented heritage object, was developed by Vincent in a project which was not accepted finally, is augmented heritage digital twin. The digital twin, I recalled here the definition given by ECHOS, but augmented digital twin is an enhancement of this digital twin, considering the art, the augmented heritage object conceived by Espadon. Please, next slide. How the process to create this augmented heritage digital twin is to enhance the digital twin with data from the environment of the asset, the health of the asset, and that was the idea in order to develop this new concept for the preventive conservation. The next slide. As a model, EPICO, the project led by Danilo Forleo, curator in Versailles, a specialist in preventive conservation, and the EPICO was a kind of a model for Vincent for developing this augmented heritage digital twin. EPICO, as you know, is to achieve the European protocol in preventive conservation for historical houses. May I have the next slide, please? And here is the method and the three main steps, I would say, to acquire the result from different case studies. Here is analyzing with a multi-scanner developed by Vincent, a definition of a pilot case, and then applying the different results to different heritage assets. And here I will show briefly the next slide. Vincent in Cyprus came in 2022, and we worked together with STARC from the Cyprus Institute in a UNESCO Byzantine monastery in the Troodos. Maybe I may have the next slide. So it was the team, and you recognize many French colleagues, Thomas Caligaro, David Giovanacci, and others Cypriot colleagues. The next slide, please. So this, as I said, this monastery is located in the Troodos mountain, and we already have started to build a digital twin with STARC. And next slide, the church has been built in 3 different phases, from the 11th century to the 15th century, with 3 different chapels at the right, which has been built in the 11th. In the middle, the tomb with the tomb of Saint John Lambadistis, and in 12th century, and in the left side of the screen, the Italian chapel in the 15th century, Latin chapel, because it was built for Catholics. And so all these frescoes has been also analyzed. The next slide, the prototype, which has been of a multi-scanner developed by the C2RMF, Thomas Caligaro, and developed by then after by the Cyprus Institute. And next slide. The French teams bought some equipment for analyzing the different conditions of the church. And the next slide. So there is a short example of part of this image, and you can have rapidly the 2 and 3 next slide and bring the conclusion, because I think my talk is almost. So here you have elemental maps for mercury and sulfur for Cinnabar. The next slide. For iron, and next slide, which was amazing. And here to the conclusion and arriving to the legacy of Vincent. This slide, his photo is, I'm very moved to present it. It was done when we were together in Russia. We were also associated in a specific project with Russia, but we was cancelled because of the geopolitics. But the legacy is to ensure the long-term preservation. I will read what I have written there, of cultural heritage assets, offering a set of innovative AI-based digital tools and services, a system bespoke and tailored to the CH industry and communities, and providing an appropriate lifelong learning and training process to ensure sustainability. So I thank you for your attention, and in the memory of Vincent, I think we have to think over, and in the future he lives in our memory. And thank you, Vincent, and thank you for your attention.